Is it not? We're not gonna do it till we're ready, right? Huh? No, we're not. I don't know.
Logan Daniel, where are you? Logan?
What's up? What's up, guys? What's up? It's Tyler's first time.
All right. Good afternoon, middle school. For this next hour and a half, I ask that you please remain quiet and chill, and let's go forward so that we make this awards assembly in the time that we have. We're gathered here to celebrate the accomplishments of our student athletes, teams, and program as a whole. A 13th year in competitive athletics saw expansion of 4 new programs, a full return to play, as we competed in the traditional seasons for the first time since the spring of 2020 due to the impact of the health pandemic. This year, the prize field is 17 teams, 8 different sports, and 150 student athletes. The prize earned 11 conference championships, 3 conference runners-up, and a baseball team that had a perfect 13-0 season. Congratulations to all those involved. Before we get started with the awards, I'd like to thank all student athletes, parents, coaches, school board, administration, and staff for the time, work, effort, and support put forth this year in helping make each season a success. Thank you all. We'll begin the awards with the fall season, starting with cross country. Runners, please come forward and join Coach Sheldon on stage. And when you guys make your way up, let's have all the athletes stand on the good side.
I am so proud of how well both our boys and girls teams did this year. The girls team only had 7 runners, which makes it very difficult to win as a team. However, as individual runners, they finished in the top spots at every meet, posting fantastic times. And despite the size of their team, we were also able to win the last conference meet of the season, beating 4 other teams. I couldn't be more proud of how fast the girls ran and how much they improved throughout the season. The boys team, as you can see, has way more than 7 runners. They had a fantastic season. They won every meet during the season and came away as both conference champions for the season and for the final championship race. They also won the Battle of the Forum and placed 8th out of 23 teams in the cross-country jamboree. I love spending time with you all. Being able to be part of your lives means so much to me, and I'm grateful for the time that we had together this past season. As you probably know, I will not be coaching you next season, but I will come cheer for you, and I wish you all the best. So we have some awards. Our first award is for sportsmanship. This award goes to 2 runners who are always encouraging and positive. They approached every practice and race with enthusiasm. I can always count on them to cheer on runners at the finish line, be happy for others when they did well, and supportive when they struggled. Thank you for always being a positive part of our team. And the Sportsmanship Awards go to Jillian Catlett and Sawyer Black. So the next award is for the most improved. This award is for the runners who showed the most improvement throughout the season. Both of these runners dropped their times for each course that we ran by over a minute, which is really difficult to do. I am proud of their growth as runners and in their confidence. The most improved runner awards go to Savannah Hawk and Holden Easley. The next award is for most endurance. It would seem that all runners would have great endurance, but there were 2 people who really stood out this year. These 2 runners put forth great effort at every practice. They handled the demands of each practice, even when I had to run much further or much faster than they wanted to. I appreciate the effort and the endurance shown by these 2 runners. The most endurance awards go to Reese DiRienzo and Chase Tindall. The final award I have is for our MVPs. It's always nice for a coach when we know we can count on someone to run well and place in the top position. The winners of this year's MVP Awards placed in the top 3 spots at every conference meet. The winner of the girls' MVP Award set a course record at Forest Ridge Park, which is our home course, and finished 3rd in the conference championship. The MVP for the boys' team finished the season with a 1st place finish at the conference championship. I'm so proud of these runners. The MVP awards go to Ashley Quad and Brady Boyd. Thank you all for a fantastic season. I hope that you run again or something else. Next, we pull Flanagan, the boys.
All right, I'll get started. ECS Board of Directors, Athletic Director Bird, parents, staff, students of Endeavor Charter School. First of all, I have to say it has been a privilege to work these past 3 years. This team, however, has been absolutely magnificent. Led by incredibly strong class of 8th graders. They took the field by storm. And rather than give you my words to describe them, I will use the words of others. Amazing, the best I've ever seen. They scored a goal every 23 seconds. That's from their opponents. The best middle school team I have ever seen. That's from the referee. We don't think we have a chance, but we'll do our best. That's from opposing coaches. That's some team you have, referees. These guys were outstanding in their dominance on the field, but for a coaching error, they would have won every game that they played. And it's been a privilege for me to work with them and serve with them. I have to say the most outstanding thing about this team has been their composure and their behavior as gentlemen. They showed respect to both their opponents as well as us coaches, and they never gave me cause to reproach them or berate them in any way, shape, or form. And I have to say I was very proud of you gentlemen, how you behaved and how you performed. I'll give an example which goes back to our the one time we took the brakes off of this team and we let them do what they wanted, which was we unleashed them on Wake Charter Academy. They went, they scored, they took the ball out of the net, they took it back, and they went and scored again and again and again and again, scoring 21 goals in one half. Not once did they mock their opponent, not once did they steer their opponents or denigrate their opponents. They showed them respect and they kept it to business. And I have to say, gentlemen, that was quite a feat, and I'm very proud of you and how you behaved. You made me very proud. Thank you. So now on to the awards. As you know, the big thing accomplished was this team is once again conference champions, both regular season and conference tournament champions. But that is made possible by certain players and the participants on the team. We're going to start with sportsmanship. We hear a lot about the great players in sports, but I need to let you know that without certain players, there would be no Hall of Fame, there would be no most valuable player, there would be no, oh, this guy was great, blah, 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 blah. There are certain players out there who only look after the team, they suffer for the team, they work for the team, they put the team first, and it's upon their shoulders that we build champions. This year's sportsmanship goes to a guy who made my job easier. He was a gentleman. He did everything the right way, including looking after his team. That is our resident introvert, Mr. Ben Doherty. Next, our most improved. And just so you know, by way of background, this was my award my senior year of high school, most improved. This player said very little. He let his game do all the talking. When he came back for his second year with me, he just picked up the ball and quietly took over all free kick responsibilities. Though he was a fullback, he was second in assists on this team and was an indispensable part of what we did. Our most improved player is Mr. Jack Robinson. For our defensive player of the year, I can say many things. First of all, he's one of the most skilled players I've ever been associated with. But the most important thing is the words Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said of Magic Johnson. He said of Magic Johnson, when Magic Johnson, after they played him one game, Magic Johnson hugged his neck and cheered like they just won another NCAA championship. Kareem said of Magic, he reminded me that the game was fun. He reminded me how to have fun. And that's what this player did to me, as well as anchoring our defense with great skill and tenacity. The defensive player of the year is Mr. Saturday Night, Mr. Nolan Thompson. I can say many things about our MVP, our most valuable player. Stat-wise, he scored 36 goals and 17 assists, which for goal tally is double what anyone else scored on the team. However, the most important stats were as follows. Numbers of games missed, 0. Number of practices missed, 0. Number of games where he played like a man, every single game of importance that we played. He was a dominant force, he was the irrepressible force, and frankly, he made me feel like Dean Smith, you know, the guy who had to hold Michael Jordan under 20 points. Yeah, so it's Mr. Cole Caps, our MVP. And with that, I need to take you up, and I guess we're up to Adam Rose from volleyball.
So I just want to start off real quick, like just to thank Coach Flanagan. It was an honor working with you. I appreciate it. It's a real asset that Endeavor has you as the soccer coach. So thank you for everything you showed me this year. You were a big help, and I truly appreciate it. And especially to your teams, because both of them, the girls and boys, let me come in and say my piece with total respect. So I do appreciate that. Thank you, Coach. Boys, what a year. We had a good year, very competitive season. I'm proud of all of you. You showed up every game and you played your hearts out, honestly. We learned a ton together. Some of the things that we learned, Triangle Math and Science School has some really big dudes on their team. A couple of them had a few mustaches. Durham has a ton of soccer fields. I think we went to Durham more this year than I have been to Durham in the past 20 years that I've lived in North Carolina. There are soccer fields all over Durham. None of these boys want to play goalie. None of them wants to step up. We had so much time arguing over goalies. I think Ben said to me one time, he was like, I'll play keeper, but only for 5 minutes. I'm like, no. But the one thing that we did learn is that, hey, we got better as the season went along, and I'm proud of each and every one of you for your commitment, your hard work, and your determination. So my awards this year, the first one is my Sportsmanship Award. And this kid, I tell you what, he let his play do all the talking. I know one time, I think it was that triangle math and science, this player got kind of trucked. The ball got stolen from him. He got run over. He got up. He looked at the player. He tore after him. He went and got the ball back. That's determination. He's let his play do the talk on the field. And I appreciate that sportsmanship. He didn't get mad. He didn't get down. He just got up and went for the ball. My Sportsmanship Award goes to Noah Seelan. Our entire defense, I think, was new to the defensive position. I could have given it to any one of them. I'm proud of all of you that played defense. I know at times it was tough, it was difficult, but you hung in there. I think I lost my voice yelling at this one student, one player, one athlete more. But by the end of the season, I didn't have to yell anymore. That shows me that he improved tremendously. And this award goes to the most improved, Baylor Davis. In keeping with my strange award here, my defensive award goes to a midfielder / forward. There were times that during the games that we just needed extra support on defense. And this kid not only could score and dribble, but he played some serious defense. Watching him attack offensive players, position himself correctly, and take the ball and steal it from them and take off down the field was impressive. I enjoyed watching it very much. So my defensive award this year goes to Miles Blue. My MVP award this year. I'll tell you what, you all could have been an MVP. You all are MVPs. I could have given this award to each and every one of you, but what it came down to was goal scoring, assists, time on the field, positioning, and no one did it better this year, in my belief, than Parker Grant.
Alrighty. Where do I begin? This season was so much fun to be a part of. First, I could not have done it without the help of my assistant coach, Amy, Coach Bo. You have helped me to calm me down and remind me to breathe, even though I was not the one that broke the clipboard this year. Next time, I will remind you to take a deep breath. You are truly amazing friends and coach. Love you too. To this amazing team of young ladies, it was a pleasure being your coach this past season. You all worked hard every day and achieved so many personal goals and goals for ECS. We won our first non-conference match. We beat Wake Forest for the first time. And we brought home the first conference championship this season. Congratulations, girls. To my eighth grade, we will miss you, but we are excited to see what you will achieve on a high school team. To my 7th graders, we can't wait to get back on the court and see the growth. Let's go proud. My Sportsmanship Award. This athlete was the voice of the team. As one of our captains, she encouraged the team to remind them to communicate. Whether we won or lost, she had her teammates back. She always had a positive attitude. Not only did she help the teammates with some valuable techniques, she always gave 100%. She had a total of 37 points and 10 aces. She was quick on her feet and was able to make some incredible saves this season on and off the net. I can't wait to see her on her outside hitter on her high school team. The Sportsmanship Award goes to Anna Ford. My Defensive Specialist Award. This athlete is an amazing offensive player. She helped the team in attacks and blocks at the net. She continuously played aggressive offense at the net. She was quick to block the opponent's attempts to score. She had excelled in serving. She's a respected player that has helped her team on and off the court. She had a total of 55 points and 15 aces. I can't wait to see her playing middle blocker in her high school team. The Defensive Specialist Award goes to Lindy Hamlin. Most improved player. This athlete has demonstrated the determination and hard work that really does pay off. She has put her mind to improving her skills and didn't let failure get in the way. Last season, she was eager to get as much hands-on time as possible. She went from serving underhand to serving overhand with ease and racking up 30 points and 10 aces for the team. She has come so far this season in the ability to set and serve during a very tough game this season. She excelled. She exhibited true grit and strength. She pressed on and really grew as a player. I can't wait to see her playing center in our high school team. The most improved player is Leslie Alexander, who is not playing. MVP. This athlete possesses so many outstanding qualities that would contribute to making her MVP. She was always ready to get to the ball and keep it in play. She was a cohesive team player, always thought of the whole, never put herself first. She was consistently led a hand in her teammates and assisting and teaching them new techniques or skills. She was the biggest heart. I also enjoyed watching her move across the net and block so many balls this season. She was always ready. She led the team with 105 points and 25 aces. This athlete will be an amazing middle blocker for her high school team, and I cannot see where her talent takes her. This year's volleyball most valuable player is Emerson Morris. All right, next up is volleyball, JP.
Alright, actually, I'm a little shorty. Alright, so I am the volleyball B coach, and July 20th, 21, I met this group of 13 girls who most of which had never touched a volleyball before, and I had never coached before. So you could imagine it was an interesting experience the first couple of practices. But after we did spend every afternoon together, we strengthened our knowledge of the rules, teamwork, sportsmanship, and overall love for the game. We were challenged by rotations, injuries, and of course COVID, but the girls handled each obstacle with grace and never stopped cheering each other on. We battled through a tough season and came out with a 5-10 record. Not bad for some newbies. I'd like to take the opportunity to recognize a few players who made an impact on the season. Sportsmanship is a major component of learning a new sport and working as a team. I would like to award the Sportsmanship Award to someone who always lifted her teammates up,
cheered them on, and was a leader for our team and our school. This award goes to Audrey Keith. Although all the players worked extremely hard to improve their skill set, this one player showed a drastic improvement from the beginning of the season to the end. I'm so proud of how far you've come. The Most Improved Player award goes to Chloe Greenhoff. Our next award is Defensive Specialist. This award goes to someone who is always moving on the court, backing up her teammates, and ready to send that ball back over. She is aggressive and ready at all times. This person is Daphne Wagner. Last but not least is our MVP. This person practiced hard, played hard, and was always working on her skills in and out of practice. She mastered her overhand serve and racked up points for her team game after game. In addition, she always had a positive attitude and supported her teammates. This season's MVP is Shaylee Rothman. I'm so proud of all of you girls. Please continue to play volleyball.
This year's girls tennis team finished the season with a hard-fought overall record of 7-6. What was even more impressive, though, was what they had to overcome from the beginning of the season. With its intense summer heat, the season started before the school year did due to construction delays. And when the girls first took the court, half the team had never attended Endeavor for school before. Even with the uncertainty of a new school year and meeting new people, I will personally never forget watching how quickly their bond grew. It was an honor for me to coach these girls and a season I won't soon forget. So thank you. Sportsmanship Award. This award goes to an individual that always came to practice with a positive attitude and a smile on her face. You could tell that she enjoyed rooting on her teammates and celebrating their success on the court. She made practices and matches fun with her upbeat attitude while treating her opponents and the game of tennis with the utmost respect. It was a tremendous pleasure to coach this 2021 co-captain for 2 seasons and watch her game develop. This year's Sportsmanship Award goes to Jane Utesh. Most Improved. This award goes to a player that quietly and consistently showed improvement throughout the season. With 8 singles wins by the end of the season, it was clear that her hard work at practice to get faster and stronger was paying off. She became a player that opponents couldn't take lightly. She would put matches away early, such as an 8-1 win against Franklin Academy, or go the distance, as she did in a 9-7 victory against Cary Academy. I'm so proud to announce this year's Most Improved Award goes to a veteran and 3-year starter on the tennis team, Isabel Lewis. Best match. In early September, Endeavor played host to Trinity Academy of Raleigh. On that day, an individual from this team truly battled her way to a 7-point tiebreak win, 9-8. If you're familiar with tennis, then you know that's a long match and one that would rattle the nerves of many. During that match, she was hustling, placing shots, and just dialed in the entire time. Neither the 90-degree heat nor the packed hill of spectators at Spring Forest Road Park was going to faze her that day. She had a will to win and a determined look in her eye that was just amazing to watch. She and the Endeavor team would win the overall match that day 5-4, and her singles match was a significant reason why. I'm thrilled to announce that this year's best match in girls tennis goes to Maya Raptor. last but not least, our MVP award. This year's Most Valuable Player Award is going to an individual with a 2021 singles record of 10 wins and just 3 losses. She was instrumental in the team's doubles victories as well, contributing to a record of 9-3. She was ranked the #1 player for the entirety of the season, voted a co-captain by her teammates for the 2nd straight season, and ranked in the top 3 on her team for 3 consecutive seasons. Her veteran leadership was a vital part of the team's success, and her positive attitude and competitive spirit were evident every time she stepped on the court. It has been such a pleasure to coach this player for the past 2 seasons, and I'm proud to present this year's MVP award in tennis to Tegan Ruby. So varsity basketball, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and start. We had 8 girls on the varsity basketball team. Those of you not familiar with basketball, you need 5 to play. So that means you get 3 subs. These girls worked so hard all season. A lot of them not getting any breaks off the court. Just a fantastic season. I think when we finished 2nd place in our conference tournament, and I'm very proud of y'all for that accomplishment. About the same time, Coach Jay was going through his final games, and he said, one of the reporters asked him, how do you want that last game to go? And he said, if my players at the end of the game have tears in their eyes, I'll know that they either won and tried their hardest, or they lost and tried their hardest. But no matter what, those tears and emotion showed him that they gave it their all. And I can say after that championship game that you all gave it your all. I'm proud of you. Let's see, sportsmanship. Oh goodness. There's no one better for this award on our basketball team than Caroline Newell. I tell you what, she did her best. She was a leader on the court. If we had players come up from the B squad, she was always there to help them. And that to me shows me sportsmanship. So Caroline, thank you very much. Good job. My most improved goes to just an all-around great athlete. She is a 3-sport athlete. Basketball is not her best sport, but boy, by the end of the season, I think you have a new best sport. Anna Ford, you are the most improved. Defensively, I can put this girl on the best player of any team, and she would shut them down. I know a couple times I told this player to guard a certain number, and by the end of the game, she should hate you. And I think that happened 3 or 4 times. Envision was averaging about 40 points a game per the players, teams that they played. We held up to 18 in that championship game, and a large part of that goes to the efforts of Campbell Sheldon. And this was the hardest decision I had to make today. It came down to my number 1 and 5. The number 1 is point guard, and any coach that doesn't have to worry about the ball getting up the court, it takes so much pressure off of you as a coach. I never had to worry about that. My center, my number 5, was a scorer, and she not only scored, she had led the team in blocks, led the team in assists, and led the team in points.
So the decision I had to go with came down to overall numbers. And so our girls MVP goes to Columbia.
I'm incredibly proud of Coach Jamie, basketball this year. We had a really good season. Every one of these players, I'm just so proud of each of you for your attitudes, for your coachability, for your competitiveness. I'm proud of you for showing up every day, willing to learn, willing to listen, and willing to give it your all. Throughout all of our practices and games, you guys have played as a team. Win or lose, you are supportive of one another, you work hard, and you work hungry. Some highlights of our season included a win against Duke School of 15-3, a surprising and hard-fought win against Ravenscroft of 16-14, and a shutout against Perry Academy where we took the win with a score of 16-0. We also played Wendell Falls twice, and while we lost the first game, we came back later in the season on their home court to beat them 21-15. I would absolutely give an award to every single one of you for your tenacity, for your sportsmanship, and for your hard work this season. I'm incredibly proud of every one of you. But my awards this year go to, sportsmanship, to someone who played with a positive attitude every single practice and every single game, to someone who really relied upon to push herself, and who was intentional about pushing her teammates as well. I'm so proud to give the Sportsmanship Award to Riley Hamlin. Someone who shows every day to work to make herself better. It goes to someone who took time outside of practices and games to work on her skills, from dribbling to passing to rebounding. This is who I believe will be she's a dribble and It is going to someone who always listens to feedback and uses it to help her improve. I'm proud this year to give our Most Improved Award to Riley. The defensive award for our team is going to someone who's willing to put herself out there every time. This person makes several rebounds, blocks out like a champ, and is constantly on the attack on defense. I am so proud to give our defensive awards to Coach. For the MVP award this year is going to someone who showed up to every practice, not only willing to work hard, but willing to pull out the best in her teammates. It's someone who pushed her teammates, pushed herself, and continue to improve and grow throughout the season. It's someone who showed up with a positive attitude, gave 100% every time, listened to the coaches, and was willing to do anything that was asked of her. I'm so honored to present the MVP award to Daphne. We're going back to our
Basketball team finished the season with a 14-3 overall record, 11-1 conference record, #1 tournament seed, and earned both the regular season and tournament titles. The success we had as a team this year has contributed to the leadership, heart, and drive these boys possess, along with them buying into the system of fast-paced basketball. In my 13 years, I've coached a lot of talented and successful teams, but these boys by far were the most athletic and versatile group I've taken the floor with. I'm very proud of this team and these boys and what we were able to accomplish. So thank you, gentlemen, for a great season. Our Sportsmanship Award goes to a second-year player who put forth his best effort day in and day out. He did what was asked, never complained, supported his teammates, and took advantage of his time earned. He showed leadership, determination, and made this team better with every contribution he made on and off the court. This year's Sportsmanship Award goes to Luke Easley. Our most improved is a player whose skill set, basketball IQ, and team contribution has not only improved throughout the season, but statistically he had the highest improvement percentage in all stats recorded among all players between this year and last. After seeing limited minutes last year, this season he earned himself a starting position, was a key contributor to the team's success, and our third leading scorer in points per game. Our most improved player is Cole Rogers. Our defensive player of the year for all hustle, aggressiveness, anticipation, and intensity needed to be successful on that side of the ball. He left his impression defensively with his ability to rebound, block shots, and protect the middle as he led the team in those categories. He contributed just as much offensively, being our second leading scorer, and had a major impact on this year's success. Our defensive player of the year, big man in the middle, Stephen Crater. Our MVP this year was a great team leader and captain, a well-rounded, versatile, fundamentally sound player. He handled business on both sides of the court, hustling and staying active on defense, scoring, creating, and distributing on offense. He led the team in field goals made, field goal percentage, free throws made, total points, points per game, and assists. His 17 points per game average is also the third highest points per game total in our 13-year history as a program. This year's most valuable player is Carson Crater.
Eighth grade. I believe you know that.
Easy, guys. Easy. All right, gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you. Come on up, JV boys basketball team, B team, please. Come on up. This was the inaugural season of the boys team basketball team at Endeavor. It was a season full of learning basketball fundamentals, the rules of the game, and for many, what it meant to be on an organized basketball team for the first time. What I will remember most about this team is that they simply never gave up. They hustled, they worked together, they picked each other up, and they gave it everything they had until the final whistle of every game. I'm so proud of these boys for the time and effort they gave day in and day out to learn, play hard, and have fun. Thank you, boys, for a great season together. Our Sportsmanship Award. This year's Sportsmanship Award goes to a player that consistently played the game the right way, followed the rules, encouraged teammates, and who hoped that everyone around him was having a great experience. In a particular game this season, his honesty and respect for the game really showed when during a game, the ref called a ball out on the other team, which he knew was in error. This individual ran over to the ref and told him that it should be the other team's fault because he had touched it before it went out of bounds. The ref even looked over at him and said, "Are you sure?" This individual, without hesitation, said, "Yes, they should have the ball." His actions defined this award. And so with admiration, I present this award to Xander Powers. Our most improved award.
This year's Most Improved Award goes to an individual that realized late in the season that it was time to break out and be the player he knew he could be. He was a hard worker at practice, and in a late season game, he crashed the boards, grabbed rebounds, and worked for points in the paint and at the foul line like a seasoned power forward. I was highly impressed with this individual's determination and am excited to present this year's Most Improved Award to Parker Wood. Our Defensive Player Award. This year's Defensive Player Award goes to an individual that played at a high tempo every second he was on the court. If an opponent didn't pick up the pace against this person, then I knew that that opponent wasn't going to keep the ball for very long. In fact, there were times when I would ask this individual to guard a particular player on an opposing team because I knew that he would neutralize that player. He was a force in the press, zone, or man-to-man defense, and he found ways to frustrate opponents into turnovers. It's my pleasure to present the Defensive Player Award to Tyler Johnson. Our Most Valuable Player Award. This year's Most Valuable Player Award goes to an individual that consistently showed his versatility on the court. He could play point guard, shooting guard, rebound, and defend at a high level. He was a leader on the court, a student of the game, and had a competitive drive to be the best he could be for his team every time he took the court. I'm proud to announce that this year's MVP award goes to the hardworking co-captain, Tyler Ratano. Thank you, boys, for a fantastic season.
Ladies, this journey began for some 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we had a training season, one game, and then cancellation. The following year, last year, we had no conference and no home games. So every game was an away game. And we played the most powerful teams in the area, and we struggled. This year was still a year of difficulty. We had plenty of injuries, and we had scheduling conflicts. But these ladies proved that what does not destroy you only makes you stronger, as they ended the season, regular season and conference champions. Thank you, ladies. These ladies have been remarkable. My eighth graders have been resplendent, and I thank you for putting up with me for 3 years. My Sportsmanship Award goes to a player who is a foundation player. Without this player, there is no victory. We cannot win without players like this. For 3 years, this person has worked tirelessly in silence quite often, hardly ever saying a word. But her versatility on the field has been indispensable to what we did, including playing multiple positions, moving throughout the field wherever needed, and helping us in practice, always being enthusiastic and giving her best. This year's sportsmanship goes to Ms. Sheldon Campbell. Most improved. Once again, I am a difficult taskmaster. And this player, when she said she wanted to play a certain position, and I looked at her and she was not ready for that position. So every practice, I essentially put her through the paces. By the end of the season, she had improved dramatically. going from, I don't know if she's ready for prime time to, yeah, we can start her. I have confidence in her, and I look forward to working with her in the future. My most improved is Miss Reese DiRienzo. The first game we played this season, the coach came up to me before the game and said, hey, since it's a tie, how about a shootout? I'm like, sure. By the end of the game, I went back and said, hey, how about that shootout? He looked at me and said, you got a real goalie. I've got to back up. No way. And it's been like that. This player has been a foundation player on defense for 3 years. The last 2 years, she has played goalie. This year, she was par excellence in goal. For the last time I called, number 1 is Anna Ford. For my MVP, this is another 3-year starter. She has been with us. She's worked tirelessly, and I have been pretty rough on her as well to get her to be all that she could be. And by the end of this season, she was tremendous. She scored 22 goals and 6 assists, including all of our goals during the conference tournament. This year's MVP is Miss Alana Ruff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
I promise this is the last one. Boys tennis, can I have you come up, please? What an amazing season this was for the boys tennis team. A true Cinderella story of a group of 14 boys that were all heart and that would never give up. From players that had barely picked up a tennis racket previously to experienced individuals that consistently play the game, it was the perfect mix for a season of learning and fun. This was a committed and determined team till the end, and their efforts paid off for sure. With 3 consecutive wins to end the season, including a hard-fought TMSD Conference Championship, which had not been claimed by Endeavor since 2014. We know that's been said a few times, so I just want to throw that out there again. Boys, thank you for a season I will never forget and for allowing me to be part of that journey with you. The Sportsmanship Award. This year's Sportsmanship Award goes to a player that always had a positive attitude on the court. He was incredibly coachable, had amazing self-control in what were sometimes tense situations in matches, and he always gave 100% effort for his team. This individual supported his teammates, celebrated their successes throughout the season, and he was a significant contributor to the team's championship run. I'm thrilled to present this year's Sportsmanship Award to Jack Robbins. Most Improved Award. This year's Most Improved Award goes to an individual who just kept trying. If the ball didn't go where he wanted it to, he shook it off, smiled, and tried again. I could tell that he was quietly, yet confidently, learning what he needed to do on the court, and as the season progressed, it was translating to his actions. He moved his feet better, hit shots faster and more accurately, and he anticipated opponents' moves beautifully. In his first singles match of the season, this individual came up short 3-8 in singles. Fast forward to the championship match though, he played the same opponent, but won 8-2. I'm excited to present this year's Most Improved Award to Arnott Panda. And our MVP award
This year's Most Valuable Player Award goes to an individual that made a late season surge of 4 straight singles wins, including an 8-0 singles win in the conference championship match that helped secure the team win. He provided veteran leadership to those players just learning the game, and as a co-captain was ranked in the top 2 on the team the entire season. He plays the game with quiet determination, laser focus, and a precise awareness of how to utilize his strengths to expose opponents' weaknesses on the court. I am so happy to present this year's MVP award in tennis to Sam Kemp. I got one. I did miss our best match award. We come back to it. Best match. In the first match of the season against Division in early March, this individual played a singles match and came up just short, 6-8. Fast forward to April 20th, when the schools would meet again and he would meet the same opponent in singles. In this rematch, his opponent jumped out to a quick lead and held it for quite some time. At one point, it was 7-2. That means that his opponent only needed to win one more game to end the match. While many might give in to the pressure, this individual had other ideas. He began to battle back, and quickly it was 4-7. Then it was 5-7, and before anyone knew it, they were tied 7-7. He did it calmly, methodically, and with a determination that just would not be stopped that day. In the end, this player won 7 straight games to win this overall singles match 9-7. An incredible feat that I'm proud to include as the best match award for Deuce Colby. Thank you, boys. An unbelievable season that I will never forget, and I hope you don't either. You guys are conference champions.
Hey, real quick, while these kids are coming up, I get 4 minutes to talk about a 13-0 baseball team, but I want to take the first 30 seconds and recognize the real heroes today, the folks that pour their heart and soul and time and money and effort into this so you guys can play. It's all the parents that are watching out there in this dying arm shirt right here. Y'all don't realize everything they do so that y'all can play these games. So real quick, I want a big standing ovation for all of them. It's hard to describe what we did this year as a baseball team and the talent on this team. 13-0. We outscored our opponents 157 runs to 32. We out-hit our opponents 116-34. Our batting average was 347 as a team. Our opponents was 140. We had 38 steals and only gave up 7. So to say we dominated the baseball season is kind of an understatement. The awards are incredibly hard this year. Had 5 players literally that hit over 400. I had a 6'3" crazy athletic kid that I couldn't find an award to give to. Sorry, Trevor. So first, Sportsmanship Awards. I was really, really glad that this kid fit into the mold of sportsmanship because he could possibly be the most talented player on the team also. He hit 514 for us. Incredible athlete. He missed 1 game of spring break because he's playing national level baseball in Vegas. When I say, we kind of protected the golden arm, we did. If you see this kid playing D1 or on a draft board someday, keep your eyes open. But I had the ability to know him off the field since he played T-ball. And when I say he literally smiles when he's on the mound pitching, he does. He plays the game the right way. He's always got a positive attitude. He has a ton of fun on the baseball field. Sportsmanship goes to Carson Griner. Most improved was actually a very tough one to give. I've got kids up here that have really never played the game. One kid on the team spent how many years, 3 or 4 years in Malaysia. They don't even have baseball over there. So this was a tough one, but at the end of the day, he really improved all season, had 4 hits, including one in a big spot against Magellan late in the season, played some first base when we were down to 9 players in the game. Most improved this year goes to Steph Rucker. Defensive award this year was actually a little bit easy. This young man had 0 errors. He caught 47 of the 69 innings we played. He only gave up 4 steals. He called every game from behind the plate, calling pitches. I never had to call pitches all season. Makes my life easy as a coach. He also hit 459 and was tied for the team leading RBIs. And a note that I didn't even think about until I was putting this together today. 2 years ago, we went 1-0. So this is our second undefeated season. But he started that game, won that game on the mound, and then pitched the last 3 innings of our last game this year to close it out, allowing 0 runs in that one. So he kind of bookended his whole career with a 14-0 record. Cole Rogers. MVP was a super tough one because of a kid that made it tough, especially in the second half of the season. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention an honorable mention in this. The runner-up for this literally led the team with a .553 batting average, led the team with 21 hits, including a walk-off hit in an extra inning ball game against Magellan, led the team with 27 runs scored, and led the team with 7 steals. He also pitched 14.1 innings, only allowing 3 runs and had 16 strikeouts. He made 0 errors in the field, played multiple positions, and even caught when he's never caught before when I needed him to. But at the end of the day, he's my kid, and I'm not going to give him an award in his 7th grade. So I got to give an honorable mention to Kellen Rogers. So to do that as a 7th grader was impressive. To top that, hit .517, 2 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs, which has got 22 RBIs, 16.2 innings pitched, only giving up 2 runs and striking out 33. He only gave up 2 hits in those 16 innings. Another phenomenal baseball player, the MVP of this year's baseball team, Stephen Crater.
All right, our track and field season was amazing. While we only had 4 meets and no first place overall win, we did have many athletes that placed either first, second, or third in their individual sport. There's been a lot of growth, as there often is on track and field. A lot of kids that come out for the sport usually do not want to do any of the field events and have to learn it from scratch. And so to see all of the players go from not wanting to do them at all to absolutely loving them, and then also being one of the best, it's always amazing to see how much the kids grow and how they just enjoy loving what they do, the new things they learn. All right, with that being said, my Sportsmanship Awards are going to go to the 2 players on the team that kind of helped me through the season, making sure that the kids were getting warmed up when needed, getting the teams back together, whenever I needed it as well. And that's gonna go to Nigel Crawford and Ray Pine. Wow. All right, my most improved. The two athletes that are going to receive this award, I have seen a tremendous growth this season. Particularly one who went from just trying out everything to pretty much filling up her schedule. Anything that she could go out for and then some, she definitely did. While seeing him improve his running score, even though we had a meet where he actually fell at the starting line and got up and ran anyway. Was that embarrassing? Sorry. I was very proud of the fact that you got up and finished that run no matter what, and still managed to improve your score over the season. So my two most improved are going to Brandon Watson and Catherine Henson. I didn't think that was bad. All right, for endurance. Endurance is usually often pretty easy for me to give because I usually only have a couple of kids, interestingly enough, that do the longer distance run, even though we have an entire cross-country team that runs very long distances. So this one was actually a little tougher this year because I did have multiple kids that ran long distances. And so with going with the boys and the girls, I just went with those that participated in our longer distance runs. And even though I couldn't give something to everybody that did, these two players stood out the most, and that is Blake Savastano, and Hannah Trice. And MVP. It's interesting to think that actually for one of my MVP choices that I might not have gotten to see this player on the track at all had baseball been a season last year. I am incredibly proud of the perseverance of this athlete. And for my girl, between the two of them, they placed the most first, second, fourth, third place wins throughout the entire season. And I've been incredibly proud of the two of them as well as the team. But these two definitely showed out the most when it came to those wins. And so my MVP awards are going to go to Drew Eisenhower. You guys did a great job this season. Thank you.
I have the golf team. Please come join me on stage. Coach Keene, unfortunately, could not make it today while we presenting for golf in his absence. Coach Keene did want to congratulate everyone again on a great year of golf. He also states that we started out the year with 2 experienced golfers and 11 beginning golfers, several of whom had previously played or hit balls with family members, but had not played competitive golf or had lessons. We set a few goals at the beginning of the year. They were to have fun and enjoy ourselves, learn about golf, including etiquette, rules, scoring, sportsmanship, and fundamentals, and to get better each week and to encourage each other to be good sports and good teammates. I believe we accomplished all these goals and made some incredible memories. This year's Sportsmanship Award goes to our most experienced player who exemplifies all that is good about sports. She is competitive and disciplined, yet kind, positive, and has a gentle spirit. A player who consistently displayed all the qualities we strive for in good sportsmanship. Not only qualities of discipline and competitiveness, she also exhibited those characteristics of humility, grace, kindness, and encouragement of others. She was truly a joy to be around, and everyone on the team benefited from her excellence and her gentle spirit. Sportsmanship Award winner is Rachel Manfredo. This year's most improved player goes to a player who embodies quality of perseverance, tenacity, and hard work. This player started the year having only played little, but was willing to listen, practice, persevere. Each week she showed a continuous improvement in all the fundamentals of golf, including ball striking, putting, chipping. She ended the year with a great deal of consistency, shot making, and truly got better each day. I am particularly impressed by her efforts to maintain a positive attitude in learning a difficult sport and to watch her become one of our stronger players. The most improved award goes to Allie Mae Bergenthaler. This year's Best Match Award goes to a player who started the year as a beginner. He is an excellent athlete, so he quickly learned how to hit the ball solidly and very far. He is very competitive and well-disciplined. He continuously worked on everything we taught him with careful attention and soon became one of our better players. Even though he had only just started playing golf, he competed exceptionally well in every match, often playing against other players who have been playing for several years. Like most of us, he was disappointed when he missed a shot or a putt, but he just kept going, holding his head up and playing hard even when it was really tough, and he ended the year winning the most matches on our team. He truly exemplified hard work, perseverance, and a highly competitive spirit. The Best Match Award goes to Petros Burleson. This year's Most Valuable Player Award goes to a player who all year long was one of our strongest competitors. He was one of our most experienced players, and an excellent athlete. All year long, he was our #1 player, which meant he competed against the very best players from all the other teams. He was regularly our team's individual medalist in the matches. He encouraged all the other players. He modeled discipline and tenacity and always exhibited good sportsmanship to his opponents. I was particularly impressed as he overcame being too hard on himself because of his high expectations. He is an incredible athlete and a fine young man. The Most Valuable Player is Colton Carr. Congratulations, golf team. Y'all may be seated.
It is difficult to be a student in a time of a pandemic, also difficult to be an athlete. Maintaining both of those things is incredibly difficult. So my job is to honor our scholar athletes. So we'll be starting with the students who maintained all A's in every subject through the first 3 participating quarters. When your name is called, please stand in place and remain standing. We'll be providing certificates at a later time. So our all A scholar athletes, please stand. Killian Adams, Jillian Catlett, Reese DiRienzo, Drew Eisenhower, Sam Kim, Hayden Kroll, Arnav Pandy, Marielle Schreiss, Riley Aberrant, Andrew Bray, Avery Stevens, Bryson Coleman, Ellie Potter, Connor McAdams. Please give them a round of applause. Joining them standing in place for our scholar athletes who received all A's and B's this year. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing. Hayes Atkinson, Brady Mortar, Tyler Bryant, Genevieve Charlin, Logan Daniel, Alex Fink, Rylan Fitzpatrick, Anna Ford, Jillian Hoskins, Colton Carr, Emma Mahoney, Rachel Merida, Caroline Newell, Owen Reinhardt, Jack Robinson, Campbell Sheldon, Chase Tyndall, Daphne Wagner, Fallon Carvey, Ben Doherty, Malone Hicks, Yusuf Rahim, Sam Tudor, Mason Keith, Lucas Randolph, Will Ford, Tyler Mock, Addison Jones, Landon McGough, Noah Seelig, Amelia Bose, Brennan Langlois, Chloe Greenhoff, Amelia Grimstar, Shaylee Rossman, Maya Raftery, Tegan Ruby, Shannon Spina, Isabel Lewis, Luke Daughtry.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a few more awards we're going to hand out here. Our next award is the Free Sport Award for those student athletes who participated in all 3 athletic seasons. When you hear your name, please come receive your medal. Go. And forward. Seth Rucker. Isabel Lewis. Colton Copley. Topley. Carson Kreider. Emma Mahoney. Jack Robinson. Campbell Sheldon. Xander Powers. Ashley Watt. Kaden Kroll. Congratulations, guys. All right, for our final award, the Jaybird Endeavor to Play Award, finalists must meet the following criteria: 8th grade student athlete, scholar athlete, participation in at least 2 seasons during their 8th grade year, display good sportsmanship and classroom behavior, and is also based on overall athletic performance. This year's recipient not only met, but exceeded all of those expectations. She began her student athlete career in the 6th grade as a member of the girls soccer team, and then went on to be a 3-sport athlete, volleyball, basketball, and soccer during her 7th and 8th grade years. She will leave the pride as one of the most highly decorative student athletes, having earned a 3-sport award in back-to-back years, a 3-year scholar athlete, and the recipient of 5 individual team awards throughout her career as a sportsman, most improved, and defensive MVP. She also contributed countless efforts to the success of the volleyball, basketball, and soccer teams, helping lead them to regular season and tournament championships. This year's Jaybird Endeavor to Play Award recipient is Anna Fuller. All right, before we dismiss everybody, I would like the baseball players to please stand for Coach Rogers to come join me up here. Gentlemen, due to the significance your season had in the baseball program, currently a non-conference sport, I felt it was important to commemorate your success. We have an autographed baseball signed by the baseball team. We have this nice bronze trophy that states the Denver Pride Baseball 2022 undefeated season 13-0 for that ball to set in to be on display out there in the case. So your names, your team, your season will always be remembered. So congratulations again, gentlemen. And in closing, I would like to recognize one more group of individuals, our coaches, for their outstanding leadership, coaching, and time committed. Coaches, please come join me and let's everybody give our head coaches, assistant coaches a round of applause. Thank you, coaches, for a great year, great seasons. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Again, real quick, we got a few extra minutes. I realized girls cross country. I think we accidentally gave you boys cross country ribbons. We will get that fixed for you next week. And I think the girls basketball team, I think we may have forgot to hand out the ribbons to you, so we have those. We will get them to you. So thank you guys. Thanks for coming in, joining us, behaving. Appreciate it. Job well done this season, student athletes, 8th graders. I wish you guys the best of luck next year in all your endeavors as you go forward. 6th and 7th grade, looking forward to you guys coming up and playing some sports next year for us. Thank you very much. I mean, today, girls cross country, why don't you head on up here? Coach Sheldon can fix that for us. And girls basketball as well. I'm going to take care of that. All right, we can go ahead and dismiss back to classroom 1 section at a time. So let everybody sit down. Let's all sit down.